Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah, Koholoyimla, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Bahashem Rakahakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Awaf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And wanted to touch on this article in Hip Hop. What is this? Hip Hop DX, I think it is. But Cameron, he he has, him and Mace got this new show or whatever. And on the talk show, he mentioned that he identifies as black and not African American. Africans don't even F with us, is the title on this, right? So, and this is for educational purposes only. I did want to play a little bit of the clip as far as when he said it, and just to touch on the fact that we are not black. You can clearly see Cameron is not black. That is a social construct that has been pushed upon our people, and it has dominated us as a people. And really, it comes from. See, this is a scripture that, let me get a quick scripture. This is a scripture that Esau understands right here. Esau understands. See, he may not, because he's a damn devil. Don't think that the devil don't know scripture. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that they take the scriptures and flip it. You know what I'm saying? To their advantage. So let's get this real quick. Proverbs 21. I think, is it 21? No, I think it's 22. 22:6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So they teach us that shit from early on. Matter of fact, our parents teach us that shit because it has been taught to them, and our, and the parents before them, and the parents before them, and the parents before them. This has been an ongoing thing amongst us as a people. You know what I'm saying? We like I said again, our parents teach us this bullshit as children, and then we go to their kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. They further reinforce it as you come out of school and you had to apply for your first job. What are you going to check on your, as to what you identify as? You're going to, they give you this black, this African American, and, these different things. But see, they understand that to train the child, then we don't have to worry about the parent. Because when these children become parents, they're going to train their children just the way that we train them, and it's an ongoing cycle, right? So let's go back to I think I may have it queued, right? So let's just play it. And like I said again, this is for educational purposes only. This is not for any monetary value. Copyright disclaimer. I am making no monetary value off of this show. Just playing a quick clip, So, let's get it.
I was licensed 97. First of all, you was a nigga in jail doing 3 days for doing 103 miles an hour in Virginia. You was about to do 2 months for speeding. Where was your license at that day? When they had you locked up and you was bugging out in Virginia talking about get me out of here. Did you have your license that day?
That's a lock, yo.
This is Brown from the boogie down.
It's a lock, yeah.
I don't think it have anything.
I thought I had it.
Stays like different stuff. We don't even gotta go into the license. When you go fill out a test when you're in school and they ask you this, that, and the third, this, that, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay, I think this is the point because he was going off into, filling out applications or filling out information. What do you check? And it's been a while since I've done an application or anything like that, but I've never noticed that they had a separate black box and they had a separate African American box. I thought that it was just one or the other. I didn't think they put black. I thought they just put African American, and then they just will have like a box where you can check other. So let's play it now.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you, and I know we got to get back to our topics. We already a few minutes in. I'd rather feel in black than African American, because Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
And Americans do?
Well, you're American, Mace. You're born in America. When you go to the Olympics, and when I say African American, you over there, they call us Yankees and all that. They fuck with us, but we're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a black American. When we go to the Olympics as a country, and somebody black is fighting from the United States, you don't say African American. You say American. You don't even put a color on it. It's an American fighter fighting a European fighter, or China or Japanese or anything. You're known in the Olympics as an American. It doesn't matter what color you are. You're an American.
Okay, so let me stop it there. Because people get it mixed up when it comes to citizen, being a citizen of a continent. A citizen and ethnicity is totally different. And that's one thing that is not taught in the schools as far as like Americans. You know what I'm saying? They just, they place these names on people. And what he's saying, he should be able to say, yeah, all right, well, I'm an American. But why would he say that he's black? Because that's a curse that's on us as a people. And the scriptures talks about how, let me get that real quick in the in fact, let me just type this in real quick. Salakia. This is one of the things that will be upon us. We will be let me put it in real quick here. No, it's in the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. It says, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. So we are Hebrew Israelites that have been led into other countries, and these other countries, these other heathen, they have given us the names that they want to give us. When you get conquered, they take the land, they take your children, they indoctrinate your children, they make you subjects to them, and then they place the names on you that they want you to have. Now, this is to be an Israelite. If the world really knew that we were Israelites, that would really super duper change shit, because they would have to ask, okay, well, if the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Israelites, then who the fuck is that over there in the land? And see, Cameron, and Mace, I'm pretty sure that they know that they're Israelites. I'm sure they've heard that before, but see, when you get these rappers are very intelligent. Don't get me wrong, because to put together wordplay like how a lot of these rappers do, and especially somebody like Cameron. Cameron wasn't a bad rapper. He was pretty decent with as far as like his bars and stuff like that. So, but he's very smart on that end. But he doesn't have the common sense to know that, okay, I'm a brown man that's calling myself black, but that goes off into this curse right here, and he's proud of it. There's plenty of so-called blacks running around here. They're proud to be that color. They don't think that, okay, why was our names changed from Negroes to niggas to blacks to color to Afro-American. At one point you was a damn hairdo, then blacks, and then African-American. I'm actually older than the name African-American. I'm older than that than my actual nationality, if that was my actual nationality. That don't even make no sense. We're called all these different names, all these different bywords. This is a part of the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. The Lord said, if you do what I tell you to do, I'm going to bless you. You're going to be above all nations. But if you don't, roughly paraphrasing, I'm going to send your ass into slavery, and you're going to be underneath base people. Basically, you're going to go into slavery. You're going to be sold on auction blocks. And these people are going to overtake you and dominate you. And here we are, hundreds of years later, not knowing who we are, calling ourselves colors out of a goddamn crayon box. Now, he's sitting there looking educated. He's got on the so-called white man suit and tie. And from what I hear, they got a pretty good podcast. I've never listened to it. I've never said it's not something I'm set to listen to. I don't give a fuck about none of that stuff. I prefer to put my time into, listening to one of the brothers, a GMS, and get a little bit more edification. We have to disconnect sometimes, to get information. But I prefer not to really, deal with people like this. I was just kind of scrolling through my news like I normally would do. you know, and you know, trying to by the Spirit do a lesson. And this was what popped up, and I'm like, okay, this is something that we can go back to the grassroots of the scriptures and talk about how we are under the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28, and that these are bywords that are on us as a people. We're that destroyed that we're calling ourselves a color out of a crayon box, or we're going by a citizenship for our nationality. And like I said again, you have, well, basically you got Chinese people that's in America. They're citizens of America, but that doesn't make them Americans. You know what I'm saying? They can go to China. They still are so-called Chinese, which are Moabites. And that's another thing too, as far as the scriptures, you know, we all have biblical nationalities. There's no, you know, in the scriptures, there's no such thing as a white man or a black man. You see? All of us go back to our biblical nationality. And all of us come from Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth. And we are Shemites. And we're not Africans. So Cameron, he did make a point of they don't fuck with us. And the reason why they don't fuck with us is because we're not the same people. We have different spirits. You know? A so-called African American, man, he can grow a full beard on his face, but you'll have a damn African, they can't grow. You know, they got the little BDBs, little BBs on their fucking, on their head, you know, a BB here or there on their chin, or you know, you know, they can't grow beards, man. We're not the same people. Everyone with melanin is not the same people, man. That's something that Esau Edom doesn't teach. And he doesn't care about, he just wants you, see, this man is all about confusion. This is how you know this is Babylon the Great. Babel, man. Confusion. He doesn't care about you knowing your nationality. He just doesn't want you to know that he's Esau, Edom. And you can look up you know, like social constructs and things of that nature, because black and white, that's a social construct. They constructed that, man. That's not a nationality, man. Black, you can't go nowhere black. And when I was looking at the comment boards, people they don't know, people have no idea. I did see one person that asked in the comment board, well, where's black? And I think I know where they was kind of going with it. They didn't go no further. They just put in a question of where is black? Because while you're asking where is black, that means that, okay, where you know, you're saying you're black, there has to be a location for where you're saying. If a person said they're Chinese, then their location would be pointed back to China. You're saying you're black. What if, okay, well, where's black? Right? Okay, so let's go. Let's see what else he's saying. Salakia.
Okay. Fighting against somebody from Cameroon or Senegal, whatever. The point being is they don't categorize it when it's world competition, but when it's other shit, it needs to be categorized. So I consider myself a black American. I don't consider myself African American. And shout out to all my niggas in Africa. Much love. But y'all don't consider us real Africans. Y'all don't.
And it's because we're not Africans, man. See? But that's, you know, Esau's play on, see, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Let's get that. This is how Esau play, man. This is how he gets down. And this is the reason why so badly he wants the Hebrew Israelites off them streets. Because the Hebrew Israelites are finally, I mean, you know what I'm saying? The Lord is putting him on blast and showing the world who he really is. There's too many videos out here that's cutting his ass up, saying who he really is. You see what I'm saying? He's hating that right now. We're not Hamites, man. We are Shemites. We come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. See, we're not ignorant of the fact that he uses shit like that to hide his, because he's a fucking fugitive. This man is a lawless fugitive that's been running throughout the earth, trying to hide under different names and different landmarks and different continents, you know, and other people's nationalities and shit like that to hide who he really is. He's Esau Edom. Because it takes a damn demon, it takes a real disheartened Satanist, man, to do the shit that this man has been running throughout the earth doing, man. He's got everybody fucking confused. Everybody is confused. But if you were to tell this brother, you know, hey, look, bro, you're not black. Look at your skin color. Well. But see, you have to ask these questions because it puts our people on spot. because it makes them think. Now they have to stop and think. Well, you're right. I never thought about it. Someone would say they never thought of it like that. But the scriptures talks about, Jake is hard headed as hell too. What does the scripture talks about? Is Jacob a homeborn slave? Let's see if I can bend a minute on that one. And I was just watching the GMS Hawaii. Yeah, Jeremiah 2:14. Yeah, I was just watching GMS Hawaii, and they was going off into I think that it was entitled something to the extent of Stockholm syndrome. Our people do have Stockholm syndrome, and Stockholm syndrome is when, say for instance, a person gets kidnapped, and they take likeness to that kidnapper and take heart to that kidnapper. Once the kidnapper get caught, they don't want the kidnapper to go to jail. That's like the situation they had this young E few years back, and a lady stole her out of the hospital when she was a baby, newborn, and raised her. And she was like 17 or 18 or so when they found out, you know what I'm saying, that, she had been kidnapped and this, and this. Now, her family, they never gave up on finding her. They was all happy and, to know that she was still alive and that she was okay. But you know what? That young lady, she wanted nothing to do with her original family. She actually went back and forth to court with the woman that had stole her, asking for leniency on that woman. That's Stockholm syndrome. And our people got it bad, man. Right? So this is Jeremiah 2:14. It says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?" And that's the way, our people think with a slave mentality, man. You can't tell Jake he not black. You can't tell Jake he's not African American. You can't tell Jake he's not Hispanic, Latino, Colombian. They're proud of these places. They're proud of these land masses, so to speak, where they've been conquered by the so-called white man, and the so-called white man has given them a flag and said, okay, this is who you are. And for hundreds of years, they've been claiming to be that very person. That's their, so-called ethnicity. See, and that's the difference between, I never even really looked it up, but let's see here. It could have been asked, damn every question in the world have been asked in Google. I'm gonna put in, what's the difference between citizenship I didn't see it, but an ethnicity. And let's see if this it says, let me see what this says. It says, in common usage in the U.S., nationality and ethnicity mean very different things. Nationality means what countries on your passport and birth certificate. Ethnicity means who were your ancestors. See that? In my case, my nationality is American and my ethnicity is mostly Italian and Irish. See what I'm talking about? I just wanted to just bring that example out, because your citizenship, because even in Paul even used his Roman citizenship to, to get out of some shit at one point in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to think where that scripture is at. I'm trying to think how Paul worded it, but he said that he was a Roman, but we all know that he was a Hebrew Israelite. Oh, this is it right here, right off the jump. Acts 22:25, it says, "And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, Is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned?" See, because they had laws in Rome where it didn't make no difference what your skin color was. If you was a Roman citizen, they had to, you couldn't just do what you wanted to do to a Roman citizen. See, but Paul used his ethnicity. Salakia, he used his citizenship to get out of some shit. Now his ethnicity, again, his citizenship was he was a Roman, but his ethnicity is that okay, he was a Hebrew Israelite. Matter of fact, now let's find that. Let's see. I'm trying to think how it's worded. Let's see here. He said of the tribe of, what was he from? The tribe of Benjamin? Salakia. Yep, here we go right here. Romans 11:1. I say then, hath Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid, for I am an Israelite. See, he's saying he's an Israelite, but just in that other passage, he said that he was a Roman, right? Because he was a citizen of Rome. But he's clearly telling you right here that his ethnicity is he's an Israelite. It says, I say then, have Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. So I just wanted to just, do a little something quick on this to point out that, and our seed line goes by our father. That's according to Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. You can start it from the top, though, verse 1 through like maybe, because it goes off into how the male, he carries on the lineage of the family, your pedigree, and that's how you're determined. That's how your ancestry, your lineage is determined. It's by your father, the seed line of your father. So Cameron, he's an Israelite, and no telling what tribe, you know what I'm saying? He could be from any of the tribes, but he's most definitely not black. You can clearly see his skin color is not black. And the apostles go into that word black all the time. The elder Malcolm out of Chicago, he goes into that word black all the time about how that word black is a social construct and all these negative things that comes with the word black. It's deathly, it's dirty, it's dusty, it's when you think of words that down a person, like blackball a person or black market, or just different things that that has the connotation of black on the front of it or the back of it. It's just something different, man. It's not a good thing, man. And they place that on us as a people. We're different shades of brown people. And then they'll call the so-called the Northern Kingdom, they'll call them brown people. But we're the same fucking color as them. And then Esau also, I think he called like Chinese people, he'll call so-called Chinese people yellow people. So he came up with those colors. Those are not nationalities, man. Those are not ethnicities. Colors are not ethnicities, and continents and citizenship are not ethnicities, man. And that's something that is not taught in these schools. And like I said, again, I was going through the comments, which I don't want to keep the lesson long. And people were in there just like, oh, well, we're all American. And, that bullshit with these so-called white people. You should appreciate being here and all that silly ass shit. Never do it cross their mind or dawn on their mind that, you know what I'm saying? Well, hey, if we wasn't kidnapped and brought here, we wouldn't be here to call ourselves American. And then they don't understand the history of us actually being in Africa, which is another lesson, Our people ran into Africa, after the siege of 70 AD by the Romans. Jake got up and grabbed what they could and they ran. Some ran into all different parts of Africa. But mainly the people that's here, our people that's here, ran into the west coast of Africa. All that history is out here, man. But like I said again, you got these rappers, they're all smart. He's sitting there with the suit and tie on like he's just this, but he doesn't even understand, the basics. The wisdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is far superior than a nigga's carnal mentality, man, sitting around just thinking that he knows it all, right? But anyway, I'm going to end out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you can pull this up on YouTube. I'm not going to, go all off into it like that. Supposedly he kicked a little freestyle or some shit on here afterwards. And, I used to like Cameron. Cameron, he wasn't bad as a rapper. You know, they Dipset. You know what I'm saying? They had some. They done their thing as far as like they're what they was into. They done their thing. It was a different time of hip hop, a different era, so to speak. But it led up to the bullshit that's going on now with the industry. It was damn sure one benefiting the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in no type of way. But as far as just an artist, so to speak, he done his thing. Anyway, with that, I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yashala.